Muis.
Mark, good morning. We're live.
Morning.
Yes. All right.
Let's see if I can check if anyone is here.
Well, take some time. So.
Moet ik dan naar mijn eigen gaan?
Yeah. Can I use the shower? Okay, yeah. I know that it's more
Oké, en
yeah. Ooh, look.
Life Essentials.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Third day of Easter. Well, no day.
Easter. Even kijken. Of moet hij nog...
Nee, je moet hem hier. See if we can do this. We're gonna see if we can check our own live feed. Yes. Look.
Nice.
Hang on.
Nice.
So, it's our second week of doing coffee with the coaches. Me and Mark. I think we abuse coffee the most, or abuse coffee the most. So that's why we lead this Q&A. So you can ask questions again on the live feed, and we're reading to see which questions are coming, and then we'll answer them to the best of our abilities. So if you want to ask a question about anything training related, nutrition, coffee related, of course.
Life in general.
Yes.
Basically anything.
Then you can ask. And otherwise, we'll just sit here and drink coffee.
Yeah. And more
very
coffee.
Nice. Yes.
I think everybody's still waking up and...
Probably. So let's, Mark, how are you today actually? You had the Easter weekend? That's nice.
Enjoying the nice weather with the kids outside.
That's nice.
Misschien moet je niet die microfoon blokken.
Oh, I think it's fine.
Hallo Sabine. Hallo Koen.
But did you do anything with Easter?
Not much. Trying to see some family from a distance. And hi Volkmar.
I think last year you did a fast, right, with Easter?
I think it was the year before that.
Yeah, you had people over, you had a family brunch,
Yeah.
and you didn't eat.
And nobody
and
noticed.
Nobody noticed.
Because I was arranging everything, getting coffee for everybody, and buffet. And I was fasting for, I think, 2.5 days. Nobody noticed. Not even my girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
She did it?
No.
How did that go?
I think for dinner she noticed, hey. And then I told her, but during the day and everything, I just had 3 espressos a day, just as a reset for my body.
Right.
It was pretty nice actually. Yeah. You
Okay.
do it more often, right? Fasting.
Yeah, I do it once in a while. I do like 36 hours, something. It's not a super long fast, but it's a good reset. Yeah. Also mentally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last week.
Yeah. Well, the thing I noticed when you fast is that you actually notice how much time it takes to think about eating, preparing, eating itself, cleaning up everything. So if you don't eat for a day, you have a lot of time.
True.
So unless you're cooking for everybody else, of course.
True.
So
And that's also why some people eat too much, because it's not that they're hungry, it's that they're bored. You know the quote, dear stomach, you're not hungry, you're bored. That's a lot of times the thing. And then, well, a little bit relating to the current situation. If you lack a little bit of self-discipline, then eating can be a substitute for being bored. And I think for a lot of people in these corona circumstances, it's going to be a big challenge, so to say.
well, yeah, especially when you're at home now. And I had it when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, when I did a lot of gaming. In the old days, when you were behind your computer, you had to wait till your computer was done doing something. And then you were sitting there waiting, walking to the kitchen, opening the fridge, looking what's there to eat, closing it again, walking back to the fridge, and that was like the standard thing you did with like waiting for everything to finish. So, are there no questions? Wow. Volky, how are you doing? Let's see, Volkmar's.
Yeah, any...
Yeah. You guys can hear us, right? We're not talking into the.
outer space.
There it comes. Wait. A question about rest. Yes. Question about rest. Let's see.
Well, Giselle, ask. What do you want to know about rest?
Do you have your phone here? Maybe this is faster than.
Yeah, maybe. Can I train every day? Good question. Depends on the intensity. Okay, as we most of the time say, listen to your body. Also depending on current situation, if you have more time, maybe less work, and you feel alright, and you can divide your energy over the workouts, in theory you can train every day. If you want to go all out with heavy weights, max it out every day, that's not going to work. Okay? If you notice your results still go up, right? That might work. If you notice that you get a little lack of rest, you don't feel that well, maybe your results go down, then it's big time to implement more rest, basically.
Yeah, I think so. And also, like in these times, if it keeps you sane, then yeah, work out, of course. Just mind the intensity.
Hans?
Yes. Can you? I think this is the laptop is slow,
Yeah,
so if you
it's
can open your
stable.
WhatsApp. So we're trying to catch up on the. We're gonna figure out if the laptop is slower than we are live. So let's see.
Ja, dus.
Yeah. All right. Mark.
Voor. Oh, nou, valt wel mee.
Okay. We have another question. In these times, what's better, to do something every day or to go heavy fast?
Second ook lezen.
Huh? Yeah.
Niet die is dat. Denk ik.
So Nidhi, in these times, what's better, to do something every day or to go heavy fast some days a week? Well, I think it depends. If you go extremely heavy and extremely intense, you also give your immune system a big kick, and it takes 1 or 2 days for you to recover. So in these times, we'd rather damper the intensity a little bit, so it's a little bit easier on the immune system, which also basically means you can train more days in a row and maybe take less rest days if your sleep is good and your nutrition is good, because your training intensity is lower. So yeah, in these times you can train more because probably the intensity is also lower because you do home workouts instead of workouts here. So yeah, I think so.
And that already relates a little bit to the next question of Giselle. What is rest? Can I be active rest or absolute rest? A lot of people have problems doing active rest, okay, because then they go for like a 10K run or do a lot of things which basically is not active rest, okay? So if you know you're that person, just take absolute rest, okay? Otherwise, maybe a little stretching. But if you go into cardio, and that's also the flaw of CrossFit, we want to do always more, then it's probably not a recovery. And it's most of the time already like a workout. So it's difficult, active rest or absolute rest. Active rest for CrossFitters, I would say absolute rest.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, Nidhi, well done. You're welcome. Giselle, answer your question like this?
The other one's going faster.
Ja, iets wil. Nou ja, het scheelt een paar comments.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. Yeah, I do absolute rest. absolutely nothing on my rest days. Like seriously.
I have absolute rest weeks.
Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's also sometimes on rest days you can do mobility. That's fine. You just don't want to give stress to the system. If it's physical stress and it seems like a lot of effort, then it's more towards workout than recovery. So that's, yeah, I think you should keep that in mind. Yeah. Did you do workouts lately, Mark, at home?
Not many.
No, you didn't, huh?
I didn't feel that well, and I basically had a small rest week, so didn't do much. No. Spending a lot of time at home teaching the kids, which is pretty time consuming. Enjoyed the nice weather, so I played games outside, but not real hard physical training, also to recover a little bit, so not much. Hey Ray.
We have a question from Ray. It's in Dutch. If you are fasting 8-16, that means you're, well, I think you mean 16-8. You're fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. It's a time restricted eating, intermittent fasting. Can you run 8 to 10K in the morning, drink a glass of water till the time you can eat? Let's see. Or can you run and then eat right away? Well, it depends on the hour. I mean, if you want to stick to the 16 hours, your body you can train on an empty stomach. You can train while you do time restricted eating. That's no problem. For some people, they have problems with intensity, but that's personal. It's also, you have to let your energy system get used to it. But, well, and you have to experiment. If you do like an 8 to 10K run, when you're fasting and then you have to wait a few hours before you can eat, depends on the intensity. Some people are fine, and some people really need to eat after their workout. So experiment, try it out, see how you feel. I would say the first time, well, maybe your body will tell you if you need to eat after your workout or not. So make sure you have something like close by that you can actually eat if you have to eat, right? So like a banana, or bring something after your run. So if you need to eat, you have something there. Yeah, just to be safe.
As Fabian said, listen to your body. That's always like the basic instinct, right? That also goes for the question of needy. Does my body need stretching? If it doesn't feel alright, if you're sore and the stretching makes you feel more sore, then probably it's not a good idea, alright? If you're tight, but it feels alright to stretch, why not? Okay, so that first thought of your body and how it feels, then you probably already know if it's a good thing or not. Any additions?
No, very good.
So Gerben, your question about replacing the weights for bend over rows instead of the pull-ups, that depends on the weight you have, basically. Right? Because if you have a light weight and you do 5 reps, which doesn't give you a workout stimulus, then it's better to add more repetitions. Okay, so I would suggest leave it to the weight you have to make it a challenging set on each side, and of course keep the total time frame a little bit in mind of the workout, but yeah, it's all related to the weight you have and how it feels for the movement itself.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would do 5 on the right, 5 on the left. I have a 32 kilo kettlebell.
Yeah.
It's like we said in the workout explanation, you want to stick to like about 40 seconds work a minute. So what you could also do, just do a test round, do like 5 or 10 bend over rows on each side, then do your push-ups and your air squats and see how much time you have left. And if you have more time left than 20 seconds, you can add more repetitions. So you can also work at it like that and try to get 40 seconds working time every minute.
Yes, or if your weight is like off for the protocol of today, then change the protocol so you still have the right stimulus on the rows, or substitute it for another movement, so
Yeah.
you can stick to the protocol. So it's times where you need to play around, sometimes a little bit, according to the materials you have, basically. So if the protocol doesn't work, but you do have the materials, maybe change the protocol slightly, otherwise try to stick the most if you can to the protocol.
Yes.
Right?
Already out of coffee.
Out of coffee already.
We need a coffee machine on the table
That would be cool.
next time.
I sold my old one, so that's, otherwise you could put it here, drink coffee on the go. That's the way it is. You had some time off with Easter?
Yeah, some time off was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Sitting in my backyard in the sun.
Nice.
Then going outside for a workout.
Didn't
Terrible. I did the one Aviv and Volkman Karen did live with the Cossack squats,
Mm-hmm.
the air squats and the run. But I decided to wear a 10-kilo vest.
Of course.
It was a bad idea. My legs are still sore, but it was fun. I did 9 rounds, so it's okay. And I added some push-ups because I didn't train so much these days, so it just changed the workout a little bit, just for the fun of it. So that's nice, pretty good. We have another question.
Raul, welcome.
How do you deal with a flattening progress curve? In the beginning you see a steep progress, it flattens later on. How do you deal with this? You want to answer this one, Mark?
Yeah, that's pretty common. When you start or do something you didn't do before, you may experience pretty quick progress, which is normal to the body because adaptation comes a little later than doing stuff. How to deal with it when it flattens a little bit is, if you can handle it, add more intensity. That either means go faster or more weights. And what also can be an issue is that your work-rest ratio might be a little off. So if you only want to do more, but you rest too less, then your body cannot heal, basically. So maybe you need more rest in between, so you're actually able to go heavier and faster later on. So it goes 2 sides, okay? 1, if you can handle it, more intensity. 2, if needed, more rest. Because when you learn, you might get away with less rest and do more, okay? But later on you might need more rest and work even harder when it's your turn to work. That's my idea.
Yeah. And keep in mind that when you start training that you make a lot of progress because the muscle coordination becomes better. And once that phase has passed, you need to build pure strength. And building strength takes time. So it's also patience. And just putting in the work and keeping at it and know that it works. So you need to follow a good program. Maybe ours. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta persist, and then the curve is not a curve but a flat line for some time, and that might not even be physical but maybe also mental, and then it's just a matter of going on, and then eventually your progression will be there again.
Progress is like this.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
a
never always ongoing.
never. All right.
It's the ideal world.
Saar has a question. When do you conclude that your home or outside workout has been productive or good enough? So if you had like the right training stimulus, I guess that's the question, right? Mark.
Well, basically everything is better than nothing in these times.
That's true.
So again, it's not really related to the materials you have, but about the stimulus you can do with the materials or with your body weight, basically. Soreness is not always the right after feeling or muscle pain. Okay, you should know if you're training, if you had your right intensity level. There's also when you did a WOD out here, in the box, which hopefully we can do maybe from next month. Hopefully, we're looking forward to it. productive. If you do the work and if you trust the program and you follow the scheme and us, we think you have a pretty good workout. Okay. So yeah, basically doing more than nothing is always good, and just try to do the best when it's your time to get the intensity right. Okay, and it's hard when you're on your own at home, nobody's shouting at you, so maybe you need to kick yourself in the butt once in a while and go a little faster to promote that intensity.
Yeah, and I would say, like a short answer, if you look at today's workout, we have 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats every minute. What Erwin does, he does this workout every week, and he adds a repetition every week. So it's 5, 10, 15 this week, and it's 6, 11, 16 the week after, and 7, 12, 17 the week after. So he's also pushing the boundary to see where his limits are. So you need to try to push yourself and willing to find your limits. Safe, but still try to find your limits. So yeah. All right, we hope that answers your question. Next, it's Sylvia, I think, yes. Counting your macros or paleo. What are your thoughts? I read so much about macro counting and would like to hear your opinion. You want to answer it?
I want to answer it. I think this is very personal. I know exactly what to eat and how much to stay at the same weight or same fitness level. If you have problems with that, then counting your macros might be a good thing, but in my opinion, it can also give a little stress, because you need to be aware of everything you eat, everything what's inside, make notes of it the entire day or in the preparation you do. So it can also go to the more negative side of being stuck in your head too much. That's my thought, because I know exactly what I can eat to stay at the same weight and eat to the best of my abilities for the best workouts I can do and have the best energy of the day. Right? So I think Fabian can explain more, because he's also doing the rewire and the nutrition part, how that might work for anyone else. In short.
It's very simple. 1, quality comes first. So the quality of what you eat is more important than how much you eat. If you eat better foods, you will need less food, so you'll be less hungry if the quality is better. And I think in the last 3 years, I counted my macros for 2 days in total. Because, well, I just play around, see how hungry I am, and even if I'm hungry, that's not a problem, but I want to make sure I can do the things I want to do physically on a day. And then it's about also sensing what your body needs, and then at some point you don't need to count your macros anymore. But quality comes first, that's important.
Esther, good idea. We might do it. Did you notice we're not in the same place as last week? Does it confuse you?
Esther wants me to record an audio clip of me shouting for people at home. I can do that. I can do that.
Challenge accepted.
Yes, I can throw some one-liners in there also, like heb je geen zin meer, stuff like that. So yeah, no problem, of course.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I meant, right? Pushing it too far and being too strict with only counting, and then it gets in your head, and then it's really hard to also enjoy normal food again, or a little extra, and then it might go to the obsessive side. So that's exactly what I mean with your remark.
No, but it's also, I think it's also about the training.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
yeah, sorry.
Well,
also in the nutrition and the training part, yeah.
Pushing too far, what we do when people come in for the first time and we don't know them, we rather stay on the safe side intensity-wise and let them build it up in a safe way, building small successes. So we have progress and we don't go onto the unsafe side of pushing people too far. And as the longer you train, the more you know what your body's capable of. So you need to know what your limits are, and then play around with it. And if you're not sure, just stay on the safe side, and then push it a little bit at a time, and then see how it goes. Yeah, so you can take little steps out of your comfort zone, and then every time you do that, you learn more about your body, and then you can play around with the intensity and how far you want to push. Yeah, and then sometimes you push too far. Yeah, it happens. Yes, that's true. Sometimes it does. I had it last Christmas. I pushed too far and messed up my arm a little bit, but I'm fine again. So that's also depending on what you want. You can decide how far you push. If you want to be competitive, you're going to push further, but there's more risk. If you don't want the risk, you push less. And then, well, that's the way it is. So it's a choice you make, and just make sure you make the conscious choice. Yes. Hey, Erwin is here. Hello.
Jennifer, just shows who's boss. It's simple. You decide, right? You do the groceries. And then put your husband in quarantine. It's easy.
What was the question?
So we go to Yusuf's question.
Yeah.
Food planning during fasting periods. Which food would you recommend? How many meals? Whoa, we can talk hours about that. What kind of fasting? Okay, in which period? To build around. I think, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was too in depth to answer this all, but if you want to.
What's the best food planning during fasting period? Well, if you fast, you don't eat.
Yeah.
So that's good food planning. No. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this super short. If you fast, your body, your liver will use your fatty acids, turn it into ketones, send it to your brain as energy. So you don't need sugar, you need fat. And that also switches if you then eat keto diet, so you eat more fat, 70% fat, a little bit of protein and almost no carbs, you promote that system even better. So if you're doing fasting and you want to get the most benefit out of that, switch to a keto diet, 70% fat, 25% protein, 5% carbs, that's 50 grams of carbs a day, to get the most out of your fast. And if you want to have more information on that, you can ask us on the mail for the one-on-one online coaching, or maybe do some research yourself. So you can check out Rob Wolf on Instagram. He's a really good source.
So Erwin, you good? How was your training?
Yeah, this is your workout today, Erwin. So I wonder how you'll do today. I think it's 7, 12, 17 this week, right? Or are we already on 8, 13, 18?
What?
Every minute. He increases 1 rep on each exercise every minute, every week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
Pretty intense.
Yeah, pretty intense.
Alright guys, we're live for half an hour. If there are no more questions, we're gonna call it a day.
How's it there?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah?
Thanks.
All right.
Purcell.
That's Purcell is a
We
question?
can do the final question of Purcell.
Yes.
Should you eat right after a workout? Oh, while fasting. Okay.
I think it's kind of the same question Ray had, right?
Yeah, and depends on which period you're fasting, and if you're intermittent fasting, or if you're training outside of your fasting period or inside, then makes a difference. But should you eat right after the workout? If you're in your cycle, well, preferably you eat after a workout. Yeah. If you're allowed to eat in that time frame, right?
Yeah, but it's you see
right
it
after, yeah.
like the whole story with the 30 to 60 minute anabolic window where you have to eat to get the most out of your training. That's not really true. So if you still inside your fast and you want to finish your fast, you can take a little longer before you eat. It's fine. You won't like halt your progress because of lack of eating. No, you'll be fine. So you can wait a little if you can manage.
Yeah, and the same relates to the question of what we just explained it.
Yeah, you just need to plan.
Yeah.
So if you want to eat after your workout in the morning and you want to train early,
Yeah, Bart.
you have to stop eating earlier the day before.
Yeah.
So you need to play around, be creative, see how it works. So you eat a little earlier on the evening, so your fast can end earlier the next day after your workout. So yeah, I can fast, train, wait another 2 hours before I eat. It's fine. But it also depends on the intensity of the workout. If it's super intense, then I eat right after. Maybe I eat even before to get some energy. But it really depends on the intensity. So, yeah. All right. That's it, right? Ooh, Erwin, he's doing 8:13:18 today, I think. Are you going to do it today, or because Erwin normally does it on Friday?
True.
So it's his Friday workout. So.
Waarom scrolt hij dan niet meer mee?
Yeah, doing great.
We miss you too, Bart, and everybody else. Basically, we really miss doing the group sessions, right, live with you guys in here.
Yeah.
Being here in an empty box. That's, well, not sad, but well, a little bit.
A little sad.
Yeah. So hopefully we can go into the maybe smaller group sessions from next month. We don't know. It's koffiedik kijken. We'll see.
There's no
Right,
coffee, so it's the coffee ran out, and also I'm running out of sarcasm. So you guys
Yeah.
need to come back because it's
Next week for the
Yes.
next session.
yes,
All right.
same time. Bye, guys.